Now I want to discuss that women are equally responsible for worshiping and celebrating vulva. The way that works is a woman needs to ensure that the man she's with is celebrating her vulva, which means that he's worshiping her, with oral sex. He's complimenting her vulva, that he's making it life about that. And he's not making it about him, his cars, too much about sports and hobbies and obviously if a woman only if the person's only a boyfriend or girlfriend, or like her boyfriend, then that's not a worshiping of the vulva, because it's showing that, because generally that type of stuff is more about sex. Like, it's more about the guy wanting to get off, wanting to have a blowjobs. And it's like, what kind of world do you want to live in? You have to make the effort. If you want something to be the top priority, you have to actively make it so. Things just don't happen. People, you don't just have the sense of safety and security. You need to create it. So another way is that a woman has to choose a man who talks actively about the vulva, kind of like I do. Like, it has to be a conscious effort. It has to be like that he's talking about it. Like, I know a lot of men talk about like breasts and what have you. This has to be like an effort, like intentionally, like, this is who I am, this is what I want. And the first thing a guy should be thinking when he looks at a woman is, would he suck her vulva? Like, I mean this in the simplest way. Like, how guys will look at a woman's ass or her face, or if they're interested in breasts, which I myself am not, because to me breasts are designed for babies. I mean, they may look sexually attractive, but it's not like I would choose vulva, consistently every time. And so that's more important to me. And anything that gets in the way of the sacred concentration and the sacred the vulva experience. You see, here's the thing that people get wrong about religion is religion. In religion, you have to have something to worship, something physical. You can't worship, they say you can worship God, quote unquote, but really the type of people that do that, what it really is they do prayers, and power of the word, power of speaking things into being, law of attraction. They do all that stuff, and then they think that it's some other force that's that's doing that, and you'll especially notice this in like pastors. Like the pastors, like first of all, who the fuck would label anyone their pastor? Like it's kind of like labeling someone your general doctor. Like you should be your own general doctor, and then you can hire specialists to deal with issues. You should be smart enough to do research on whatever the issues are, and result and yeah, that's the path of the independent and responsible person, which leads to a better society. Because if everyone's rich in society, if a rich has a direct correlation with responsibility. Obviously there's like emotional responsibility along with financial, but these are all things that you can do yourself. And so yeah, let's get back to the topic. So the way women worship their vulva is also by playing with it every day. Like they play with their clitoris, they play with their labia, they of course use dildos in their vagina. They should be the ones who are, they should be the first ones to penetrate themselves with a dildo. This shouldn't be, women need to know their bodies. Not only that, they need to enjoy their bodies prior to marriage. See what I'm saying? They need to be having sex with themselves, just like men do. I think men do it more easily. Women, I hear women talk about it, and they seem more into the whole like they're not like actively doing it like intentionally every day. To me at least. Oh, I'd be glad if they did, but a lot of women, it seems like they kind of want to wait for a man to explore them, take the lead. But you've got to take the lead, women, because in order to have a nice world, we need to exercise elements not only of the masculine, for women, not only of the feminine, but the masculine. Because you've got to, and part of this is like, what is what's ideal for true choice? You know what I mean? Like, what is like for a woman? Like, what is good for true choice? Like, can a woman truly choose a good marriage partner? Because like an example for me is like when I'm looking for someone, I'm interested in someone, I'll go ahead and analyze them. I'll analyze their social media profiles. I'll analyze their behavior for whatever amount of time. And it's not that I'm looking for a wife, but I still like to speculate on who I might be interested in. And it's really important to not approach someone until you're fully, as a man, fully ready for marriage. Whatever that means to you. If it means that you're both ready for a marriage and ready to have children, then that means that you have to be financially ready as well. So that the woman can bear children and she doesn't have to worry about working. And women, you should be thinking that too. Why would you use up your valuable time on a guy who... Oh, and here's another thing. Like, people have this kind of... cultural understanding that, you know, when you're at a certain age, you should do certain things. Like, a lot of people encourage promiscuity until whatever it is, the age of 25 or 30, and then they say get married then. Like, I agree that we shouldn't get married until roughly 25 or 30, because then we know who we are, and we kind of develop this kind of both mental and physical strength, and this better orientation around what the world is and what we want out of it. But where are we going with this, right? Essentially, okay, so, well, we'll redirect towards the topic again. So, woman's vulva, right? The way we celebrate it is by looking at it, by it's just a different experience, and you have to transition to that. Like, it took me some time to transition, just like it took me some time to transition from being attracted more to women who have some fat reserves on them to deciding that I'm much more attracted to fit women who are fit and really trim. And so yeah, I think I conveyed some things that were on my mind there. And I'm glad for you for being present for this conversation. You know, one thing it's interesting is to look at men who specifically do not worship vulva. You can actually look this up online. These characters, these red pill characters, like, hey Joey, no way, dude. Joey, I don't know what you mean by commentary. I will have you know that yesterday I did a great live stream. I had a couple other of the regulars tune in. That was a lot of fun. But what I was trying to say right here was that, like, what are the guys who do not worship vulva? Like, what are they about? And the answer to that is there are these characters like Andrew Tate, there's characters like Myron Gaines of Fresh and Fit, even this character named John Zerka. Like, on the surface, they may seem like machismo, you know, cool, fun guys, but if you look into it, they specifically say they think it's being submissive to give oral sex on a woman. And what I say is, in a way it is, but in a way it's also, we're seeing it for something more grand. Like, it's beyond just a woman. It's not like I want a specific woman to specifically worship her vulva. It's like more about the art of worshiping vulva, and that being like our goddess. Like, that is our authority for both men and women. That's our authority. And so when they say it's being submissive, it's really more about not making life about having sex. because of course it's very useful and fun during the experience, but the trouble is when you it's kind of a biological imperative. It's like it's more like your instincts to have sex and want to get off, and I don't think in life that we should be making it about that. I think we should be making it about like I always say, the vulva. It's like the and this is not to be confused with pussy or vagina. Those are different things. Like vulva is the external, that's the clitoris and the labia, and that's what I like, because it's like a human flower. It's like, it's our experience, guys. And so yeah, so this idea that it's submissive to do that, it's like I see it as a sacred thing. It's not even about, it's almost like it's not a sexual thing. It's like it's just like the way I see giving oral sex to a woman is, I see it like in the same way that monks do their ritualistic bowing and ceremonies to their assorted deities. That's how I see it. And so it's not about me trying to, make I mean, of course it gives a woman pleasure, but it's just not about that. It's about an intentional, masculine, focused action. And that's the same thing as how I think it's masculine for a man to select only one woman. And by the way, not cheat on her prior to that, not engage in premarital intimacy, or like, why would you want your future wife that you love to be the second or third or so choice? Wouldn't you want her to be the number one? So that being considered, and I'm about needing to wrap up, but I think I've really fine-tuned on some key points there, especially the idea of how it's like your worship activity. It's like how a Buddhist monk will sit and meditate. That's what I think of licking and sucking your wife's vulva. So that's how I feel. I wonder if you feel the same way. I do. I feel good, and I'm wishing you guys, yes, stream boy in this bits. So feeling good about things, guys. I do need to wrap it up, but we got this. We'll be live again soon in Waikiki. My live streams from yesterday are not active yet. They're still being processed on YouTube. But stay tuned in soon, and we're gonna make it happen. All right, guys. Aloha.